Hi everybody, this is Asghar Nazir. Today we will discuss about the shorthand operators. What are they, why we need them, and how we can write code using the shorthand operators. So shorthand operators, they are nothing but some symbols just like the plus sign, the multiplication sign, the division sign that we use to perform some calculations. These shorthand operators, they act like shortcuts. So we are doing some kind of calculations, and if we use the shorthand operators, we can reduce the amount of code that we have to write. So why we should use them? If we use the shorthand operators, they can save us space and time. Now let me show you how to use the shorthand operators. So let me right click and then create a new class. Let's say I have a number and I have stored a value 10 inside, and now I want to update the value of this variable. I want to add 10 more to this variable. So one way of doing this is I take my variable number, I use the assignment operator, and then I say my number plus 10, and then if I print it out, I will see the updated value inside my number variable, which will be 20. So here we see the value 20. Now let me explain what is going on, what is happening on these lines. So this first line, line number 6, what we are doing here, we are saying to Java, give us a box of type int, call that box myNumber, and then we are using the assignment operator, which means whatever value we put after this equal to sign, Java will pick that value and it will store that value inside this box, which we are calling as myNumber. On this next line, we are saying pick the existing value from myNumber variable, which is 10. We have just stored it on the above line, and add 10 more to that value. So 10 from here, and then we are adding 10 more, it will be 20. So this result 20, again, because we are using this assignment operator, this 20 will get stored inside this variable again, which will override the previous value, which was 10 in it, and that's why we see 20 in the output. So let me write the comments for you so that you can understand easily. So on this line, line number 11, we are saying pick the existing value from the myNumber box 10, add 10 more to it, and then store the results back to the number myNumber variable. Now this is the longer way. We can reduce the amount of code that we have to write if we use the shorthand operator here. So for a minute, let me comment this out and let me use the shorthand operator here. So I simply need to say myNumber, then plus equal to, and then 10. This is how we write the above code using a shorthand operator. This line is the replacement for this line. Check this out. Here we were using the myNumber variable twice, but here we need to write it once and then plus sign, then equal to, then 10, which means whatever value is already stored inside the myNumber variable, add 10 to that value and give us the results. So again, if I run my code, I will be getting the exact same results, which is 20. I can also use these shorthand operators with the other operators. So let's say, for example, I have another number, my number 2, and now I want to say multiply this my number 2 with a value 2 and then give me the results. So I can use again the shorthand operator. So I say my number 2 multiply equal to sign and then 2, which means multiply this 10 with this 2, and whatever the results are, store those results back inside the my number 2 variable. So now if I print out my number 2, I will get 20. So this is how we use the shorthand operators. So I get 20 here. I can use the shorthand operators for other numbers like division, and I can also use to subtraction, and I can also use it with the modulus operator. So let me show you how to do this with division. I can use the same number 2 variable again, which contains 20 right now, and I can say divide this number by 4 and then give us the results back. So if I say my number 2 again. We right now have 20 inside my number 2. If we divide number 20 with 4, we will get the number 5. So if I run this, I get the number 5. I can similarly use this my number again to take the modulus. So I say modulus equal to and then 3. So if I take the modulus of 5 with 3, the results are 2. So if I now print this number again, I will be getting the answer 2. And this is how we also update the values. This is how we also reassign the values to existing variables. Once we have declared a variable, we can reuse that variable again and again. But if we try to put that data type again with that number, then we will get an error, because this is redeclaration, which is not allowed. Reassignment is allowed, which means updating the values of these variables. So this is how the shorthand operators work. We can use them with any arithmetic operator, and I hope you have learned something from this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.